Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forrest. Grab yourself a glass of water or a cup of tea, and please spend the next few minutes with me. And what do I say? Don't believe everything you hear. And check your facts, do your own research. What that really means is every single word out of my mouth is not always the truth. God, don't you want to know what my butterflies are saying? Yes, you do. Don't you want to know what my butterflies are talking? This is Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forrest. Alright, what's up everybody? How you doing? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? Don't believe everything you hear. Okay, I'll stop because I'm just gonna go. I'll sing that song all dang day. But here comes another song. I got news to share with you. And if you didn't know it, now you will. Hey everybody, how you doing? What's going on? I want to jump right into Vladimir Putin. He is talking straight madness about World War III and the missiles, and he's tried to work with us Americans, but he can't trust us. We keep saying this and doing that. We've lied about nuclear in Iran and Iraq, and it is a big old poop storm of doom. Go online and look up Vladimir Putin today announcing his missile war system and all that stuff. Anyway, I have some cool stuff to talk to you guys about. Some things that cool things that I've come across lately. Oh, hey, you know what? Do any of you own a Samsung phone? Because as you have seen on the news, those suckers have been blowing up all over the place, catching on fire, exploding. And you know what? Also, maybe you haven't heard this, but Samsung is actually having trouble with all of their appliances because just recently their washers have been exploding. Just put your clothes in, go to the kitchen to get a drink of water, and all of a sudden you hear boom. You come in, look in the laundry room, and your washer is just demolished. So Samsung is having some major issues. I don't even want to say sabotage because sometimes things just happen, but I mean, this is kind of weird. Let me see. And you remember the hoverboards? Those things were exploding too. And oh, now they won't even let you get on the airplane. Excuse me, I'm sweating like crazy. They won't even let you get on the airplane with these Samsung phones. Another thing that I have come across this past week is keyless entry. Seriously? There are some things that are bound to fail no matter what you do. And keyless entry, come on, you guys can't even keep track of the new money because it's already counterfeited an hour after you make it. So, I mean, it's hopeful. It's great that we want to have everything so easy so we don't have to lift a finger to do any kind of hard work at all. But sometimes it's not the best idea. Moving right along. 500,000 elderly Chinese people have vanished. And in case you didn't know it, every year, over 1,500 elderly Chinese people actually vanish. And you know why? Well, researchers say that it's due to dementia and Alzheimer's. Because they say that more than half of the people missing are found alive. So that's good news. But you know, the Chinese society, they have long prided themselves on respecting the elderly. And you know, they have a real close-knit family. Lots of times there could be as many as 3 generations living under one household. So that's kind of creepy. But you know, when I first heard the story, I kind of laughed out loud and I thought, this sounds like a case for David Politis, missing 411. Jeepers, creepers, Earth is a farm. We let the creature loose every 125 years and he comes out and he eats the useless people. Like Stephen King's, remember the Langoliers, where those big balls with teeth would just come and they would just come and scrub the planet like, what is it, Dow scrubbing bubbles, you know? So anyway, moving right along, I have another cool story to share with you. I covered part of this one in episode, I don't know, 61 maybe or 62, and I didn't get through all of it, so I'm going to pick up where I left off here. But this is super cool. If any of you have ever seen the movie The Matrix, it automatically poses a question in one's mind. Now listen to this article. So here we go. Check this out. I messed that up. Anyway, tech billionaires think that we are living in the Matrix, and they have asked scientists to get us out. Now, there is coincidences, especially the super odd ones. You have chance encounters, and you also have synchronicity. Well, are they chance encounters, and are they really coincidences? Because I don't believe in coincidences. I honestly feel that if you and I are talking for some reason, it's because we're supposed to be. And we were meant to meet, we were meant to be friends and all that stuff. But listen at this. Two of the technology world's most powerful billionaires are concerned we are living in a Matrix-style simulated world. And they are working with scientists to break us out. So interesting. In the article in the New Yorker, writer Ted Friend explains that the idea of the simulation hypothesis has been on the rise among tech elites. Now, many people in Silicone Valley have become obsessed with the simulation hypothesis, and that is the argument that we are experiencing reality in a fabricated computer. So these tech billionaires, they've gone so far as to secretly engage scientists to work on breaking us out of this simulation. Now, neither of these billionaires were named in this piece. However, the idea has gained traction in recent years with the advancement of artificial intelligence. Now, if you remember earlier this year, the Tesla boss, Elon Musk, he said that there is a 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance that we are living in base reality. Meaning, the billionaire thinks the odds that we are living in a computer simulation is very, very, very high. Now, Elon Musk, he argues that some technology is coming indistinguishable from real life. Now, I brought this up the other night because a friend of mine was online playing a video game, and we're watching this video game as if it's a story. It's some Batman. Cheers, Stone Soup, because I'm talking about you. But a friend of mine has this, video game, and we've been watching this Batman, and it looks like a real soap opera. I mean, the graphics and everything are just unbelievable. So they're talking about these video games. You can't tell them from, real life and people and robots and stuff. So he took the example of the game Pong. Now, if you remember correctly, Pong evolved over 40 years ago into advanced gaming and virtual augmented reality. Now, if you assume any rate of improvement at all, then games will become indistinguishable from reality. Now, this is what Elon Musk is saying. Now, and at Bank of America, Merrill Lynch reported from last month, he suggested that there was a 20% to 50% chance we are living in a simulated virtual world. Now, friends claim in the New Yorker, in an article based on an interview with Sam Altman. Now, he's the president of Y Combinator, and that's a startup accelerator helping companies get off the ground. Now, Altman echoed some of Elon Musk's worries over the advancement of technology. And this is one of the things that I've been telling you guys for months and months now. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer and say, oh, I'm not going to get rid of my dinosaur. I'm going to keep my 1920 TV, which I would because it's a collectible. But my point being is, you know, new technology is great. We're not going to get away from it. The only thing that I have expressed is getting too consumed in it. Like I said, once upon a time, someone once told me you had to earn your right to do drugs and alcohol. And what that means is, don't go out and do drugs and alcohol, but if you do things in moderation and it doesn't start to wreck your life and make you go insane, most people generally don't care what you're doing, you know? But when you start getting sucked into, you have to be God, you have to be king of the mountain, you have to have ultimate power, your world is going to end. And it's on its way. So, these phones already control us, all right? The merge has begun, and a merge is our best scenario. Any version without a merge will have conflict. We enslave the all, or it enslaves us. The full-on crazy version of the merge is we get our brains uploaded into a cloud. Man, so there you have it, folks. You can just look it up. Go online and look up the Silicone billionaires thinking that we live in a matrix, simulated world. Now, here's another thing, let's see, that I want to talk to you about, which is really, really cool. Now, I talked to you about Jamie Shoup, which is the man, woman, he's non-binary now because he's not fully transitioned, but we have this new third gender, non-binary. Well, you know, I always say 3 is a magic number, so check this out. Now we have babies born with DNA from 3 people. Okay, I think I have everything together here. All right, so check this out. New York scientists say that the first baby has been born from a controversial new technique that combines DNA from 3 people: the mother, the father, and an egg donor. Now, you know I'm going to go crazy and talk madness because the egg donor, where does the egg come from? Is it the egg from a monkey? The egg from a chicken? You just don't know. So, the goal was to prevent children or the child from inheriting a fatal genetic disease from his mother who had previously lost 2 children to the illness. Now, this is a very sweet way to describe a designer baby. Pump you with fear so you'll scream for help, and then they can just do whatever they want to you. Okay? So, to me, this is the beginning of disaster. Now, remember with the terrorist, I can't remember where, so don't quote me, but the woman and the man went and shot up all kinds of people and all that, and then they wanted to get to Apple or whatever to break into his phone and all that kind of stuff because it was that serious of a situation. Well, I understand there's that serious of a situation, but you have to understand the seriousness of giving up every aspect of your privacy. You got to think of the consequences of that. Learn to protect yourself. Learn how to shoot. Learn how to use a weapon. Get your guard card. Get your concealed carry permit. Get educated. Okay? Poop is coming down the mountain, Billy Goat Scruff. My goodness. So the birth of this boy has revealed in a research summary published by the Journal of Fertility and Sterility. Scientists are scheduled to present details at a meeting next month in Salt Lake City. I wish I could be there because this is just amazing. So anyway, the magazine New Scientist, which first reported the birth, said the baby was born 5 months ago to Jordanian parents. Now, see, that's another thing. They always start this stuff overseas, which I kind of understand, but it is a little irritating too because you make it sound as if the only doctors that are competent are doctors in America, and that's not true. So this baby was born to Jordanian parents, and they were treated in Mexico by a team led by Dr. John Zhang of the New Hope Fertility Center in New York. and it's not clear where the child was born. They probably don't want to disclose every bit of information, but the technique is not approved in the United States. But Zhang told the magazines to save lives, this is the ethical thing to do. A spokesman for the fertility center said that Zhang was not available for further comment, but he's also involved in other researches. But listen to this. This is interesting. The mother carries DNA that could have given her child, Lay syndrome for some reason. And that is a severe neurological disorder that usually kills within the first year of birth. So her 2 previous children died of the disease at 8 months and then at 6 years. So the technique involved removing some of the mother's DNA from an egg and leaving the disease-causing DNA behind. Now, the healthy DNA was slipped into a donor's egg, which was then fertilized. Now, as a result, the baby inherited DNA from both parents and the egg donor. So your child is no longer just yours alone, not the husband and the mama, but there's another third party in here too. So people carry DNA in 2 places, okay? The nucleus of the cell and in features called mitochondria, which lie outside the nucleus. Now, the technique is designed to transfer only DNA of the nucleus to the donor egg, and that separates it from the disease-causing that the mother have. Now, this technique is sometimes said to be 3-parent babies, but the DNA contribution from the egg donor is very small. Well, even if it is very small, there is still 3 people involved, even if it's just 1%. You know, so critics question the technique's safety, saying that children would have to be tracked for decades to make sure they remain healthy. And they say it passes a fundamental scientific boundary by altering DNA inherited by future generations. Now, mitochondrial DNA is passed from women to their offspring. But still, last year, Britain became the first country in the world to allow creation of human embryos with the technique. Now, in the United States, a panel of government advisors said earlier this year that it is ethical to test the approach in people if initial experiments follow certain strict safety guidelines. Now, that report was requested by the Food and Drug Administration, which is currently prevented by Congress from considering applications to approve testing the technique in people. So, I don't know this person's name, but Mr. or Mrs. Matalaprove, who has worked with the approach at the Oregon Health and Science University in Portland, said that given the panel's conclusion, we believe it's time to move forward with FDA-approved clinical trials in the U.S. See, there you go. Henry Greeley, who directs the Center for Law and the Biosciences at Stanford University, said he sees nothing wrong with using the technique if it is safe and is aimed solely at diseases clearly caused by faulty mitochondrial DNA. But he called the research leading to newly reported birth unethical, unwise, immoral. He said, you know what? That approach has not been sufficiently proven safe enough to try to use to make a baby. See, everybody has different opinions. So Dieter Egley of the New York Stem Cell Foundation, who has done work in this area, was cautious about the implications of the new report. So he says, I wouldn't go out there at this point and tout the accomplishment because we don't have enough information. We do not know exactly what was done. We have to wait for a fuller report. So the child, let's see here. So the child is not the first to inherit DNA from 3 people. In the 90s, some children were born after researchers used a different technique. See, you see those words there? After they used a different technique. But federal regulators intervened, and the field's interest now has passed to the new approach. So my question is, if they remove all the defects, you know, are you going to have a perfect germ-free kid? Or is that kid going to be fragile? You know, are we heading for a germ-free, resistant world society? I mean, are we going to be superheroes? You know? And I mean, what happens? Are we going to get sick? Is there going to be some new illness? Because isn't there supposed to be bacteria? I think bacteria has a life and a place in this world too. You know, so we're going to be able to be superheroes. We're never going to be sick. Then we'll have a standard of how many years you're allowed to live per your contributions to society. You might live 100 because you're a useless eater. That's fair. Or you might live 300. You might live 8 because you are doing good things in the world. I don't know. But here's one last thing I want to leave you with that will probably make you laugh, but I don't know. But you know, with all this clown nonsense going on, people running from clowns. You know, now Ronald McDonald is supposed to pull back on some of his things because clowns are scaring everybody to death. You know, and then you don't want to wear Halloween clown costumes. You might go to jail. Now we have Batman showing up to kick Ronald McDonald's ass. What is going on, people? My God. You know what? Can we just get along? My God. Anyway, people, that is our show for this evening. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can go to my website if you wish, and you can purchase a copy of my lovely book, Angels Passing Through. And on that note, I think that's it. So, on our next episode, I am going to talk about the whole chipping process of our American people. So on that note, I am so very grateful for everything, and I'm grateful for you. So go out into the world, say a kind word to somebody. Stop being so dang on mean, because let me tell you something. If you really think that you are going to get out of this world without getting your spanking for being so mean and nasty and unkind to other people, if you think you're going to just, nothing's going to happen to you, you got nothing coming. It's not too late to clean up your act, people. Make amends. Apologize to people. Be nice to somebody. Do a favor to somebody. When you are kind to somebody else, you're actually doing yourself a great justice. So on that note, people, I'll see you next time. And find out what's in Pelenta's Forrest. God bless you all.